I don't normally review comedy specials, but Tony Hinchcliffe's Man of the People is no joke. I mean, it contains no jokes, which, for a comedy special, is a bit of a problem.
No fluff writing advice. Not the fluff.
After watching Man of the People, I honestly feel like I got scammed. I just got to the end of a long day, my wife was away, so I was dealing with the kids solo, they were finally in bed, and I was exhausted. I needed a laugh. So, what did I do? I loaded up Netflix on the TV to find me some comedy. At the time, Tony Hinchcliffe's Man of the People had only just come out. Okay, nice. Here we have a veteran comedian, a supposed master of the craft, a gatekeeper of the Austin comedy scene. Seems like a guaranteed winner. Or grinner, yeah. During the entire hour, I maybe chuckled twice. Honestly, the whole thing is bizarre. When one of the early lines is, "Black people really love chicken," you know you're in for a cringe fest. Before we discuss the jokes, or should I say attempted jokes, I'll explain what this. I don't even want to call it a comedy special. So I've seen maybe 20 to 30 episodes of Kill Tony over the years. It's a live comedy show Tony Hinchcliffe hosts, and it's entertaining when the guests are good. Aspiring comedians put their names in a bucket, and if their name gets pulled, they get to go up on stage and do a minute of comedy. Then, after the minute, which more often than not doesn't go too well, Tony interviews them. And by interviews, I mean he asks the same two questions: how long have you been doing comedy? And what do you do for work? Now, the reason I'm explaining this is Tony takes the same approach with this comedy special. For real, most of the special is just Tony Hinchcliffe standing on stage interviewing audience members about what they do for a living. Then, I don't know, calling them fat or gay, then moving on to the next victim of his razor sharp wit. This is a man who describes himself as a hungry wolf. There's no stopping him. He'll eat your face with words. So when there are actually prepared jokes, most of them are based on schoolyard premises like cliche racial stereotypes. I'm not joking. Tony's not joking either. There's no joking going on here. He managed to cover all the classics like, as I said, how much black people love chicken, how bad Asians are at driving, how much Jewish people like money. It's like, what am I watching? Did a teenage edgelord write this material? On for the whole show, there's one guy in the crowd who gives Tony absolutely nothing, straight faced the entire time, to the point that the comedian tries to call him out several times. There are even several shots of people in the crowd yawning, which is a nice touch, props to the editor there. It's hard to tell if the live audience is even laughing half the time. It seems more like clapping and cheering than genuine laughter, especially when Hinchcliffe drops some cliche lines about, I don't know, immigrants. I mean, I'm not even American, and these talking points feel worn out to me. Tony comes across as a kid who just discovered naughty words for the first time, so he says them because he can. He even tries to explain the joys of saying the N-word at one point. I guess this is what happens when you give an internet edgelord a microphone. All right, interesting experiment. Can we take the microphone back now? Look, if Man of the People was some random YouTube comedy special from a no-name comedian, I'd think, all right, the guy needs to evolve his act and maybe stop trying to be edgy for the sake of being edgy, but he seems comfortable enough on stage and does have a few funny lines, so the guy, look, he has potential. But an hour of a veteran comedian trying to be the edgiest kid in class is tough to watch. To be fair, maybe I just don't understand modern comedy. I'm no comedian, I'm certainly no comedy assassin, and comedy is highly subjective. I laughed harder at a jump scare compilation I saw the other day than I did at Tony Hinchcliffe's comedy special. So maybe the lack of laughter is partly on me. Anyway, now I need a palate cleanser. Which comedy special should I watch next? And don't you dare set me up with another bad one. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. If you didn't enjoy this video, hit subscribe anyway and hate watch my content. That's always fun.